play, but to see him suit up once again, and I got to share an anecdote, and being around him, especially post-game, he couldn't have been a nicer guy.
No,
there was a time, the season after the Super Bowl, the Eagles go out in the playoffs, I believe it was down in the Superdome. He came up to every single reporter and shook our hands and said, thank you so much for covering us. That's the kind of person we're talking about. Pro athletes just don't do that.
The man's got a future in television.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He's got every network bidding for him. And it's funny, he hasn't said officially if he is done, but it kind of hinted at it all year long. And when he came back, he talked about at the Super Bowl covering him that whole week in New Orleans to hit the home run, to get that last game and have it win the Super Bowl. You got to go out into the sunset like that.
It's a storybook end, right? It's the perfect opportunity.
And we should mention, as this parade rolls along, we've been at it for about 10 minutes or so. The buses there are still in the Link parking lot. So we've got a ways to go. How many buses do you think we have? At least, what, 20? 20 buses or more?
Yeah. All right, Jalen Hurts with the Lombardi Trophy. We're going to be right back with more live coverage of the World Champions Parade.
My quick.
Back now live at the parade here in Philadelphia as the buses slowly make their way down Pattison Avenue. They got kicked off a little early here, right? We expected them to get rolling about 11 o'clock. It was 10:50 when they exited the Link parking lot. In fact, some of the buses are still exiting the Link parking lot. That's how long this procession is.
Listen, they were ready for this moment. The fans have been ready for this moment. They have been out here since midnight, 2 a.m., getting the perfect spot to be able to sit here and watch every single bus roll by.
And we're getting the audio, by the way, from the camera that's on that lead bus. I was trying to figure out what that is. So you really get to hear the reception they're getting as they go through the city, and just hearing from the fans, that are like, 10, 15 rows deep, no matter what street you're on here in Philly waiting for this parade.
I'm watching Milton Williams currently tossing hand warmers out into the crowd. The guy's people right now. That's something you want to catch as a hand warmer right now.
Oh, yeah. They got hand warmers. They have T-shirts they're throwing out, all kinds of stuff. I actually saw a fan throw a football onto the bus, have Slay sign it, and throw it back. Very smart. Very smart.
Here's the linebackers bus, the epic hands down celebration we've been seeing all season long coming down. Zach Bond chugging a beer. Love it. That man deserves a beer.
That's right here in front of Citizens Bank Park and Xfinity Live. All eyes on this parade route right now. It's funny, like they've really spread this team out. You almost like expect the first couple are going to have all the premier guys that you all know and love, but no, I mean, stretched out among, it looks like 20 or 30 buses.
Yeah,
we've got to
like
amend that 20.
Position groups here.
They are.
Have the safeties bus, the linebackers bus, and then they're sprinkling in the staff members. I think we forget how much goes into this. You just say it players, but the entire Eagles organization, I was told, is on these buses today. It does not matter what your position is. You are on a bus with the Eagles organization today. So social media, equipment, you name it, they have a spot on the bus, which is really cool.
It's evidence, too, of just how tight this team is, right? I mean, they're battle-tested all throughout. Oh, you know what? Let's listen to this. Dave Spadaro with Lane Johnson.
Just a little bit before we got on the buses. So, crazy experience. You know, we really didn't plan on the game going like that, but we'll take it how it went.
All right, so you're going to get up and speak today. Any idea what you're going to say? What can the fans expect?
A little bit of humor and a whole lot of heart. So,
I mean, these fans are so special. All of these millions of fans coming out today and throughout every game. It's really amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're than like Eagles culture. Growing up in Texas, it's like a religion here, and it's different. And when you see the parade today, you'll understand why.
Lane Johnson, thanks so much. Enjoy the day.
Yeah, thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Super Bowl II, let's go.
Good job. Thank you, brother.
All right. Eagles insider Dave Spadaro there with Lane Johnson on that first bus as we continue to watch this parade of buses make their way over to Broad. And just amid a sea of green on both sides of the street, they are throwing stuff into the crowd. They're throwing T-shirts, and you know, let's not forget it's Valentine's Day. So a lot of these buses that you see, they've got little hearts there saying "Thank you, fans. Thank you, Philly." They're thanking us for coming out and being a part of this. But it's like, nah, thank you, Birds, for all your hard work and for bringing home that trophy. You know, I feel like at the beginning of every season, we're like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
That's what this city does.
Hey,
exactly.
Look, guess what? We went to the Super Bowl and we came back with the hardware.
And we got high hopes too.
Oh, yeah.
For the next season. I mean, going into this, especially with our MVP quarterback. By the way, the last of the buses has just passed Xfinity Live. You see a lot of movement down here now. Where all of these fans, the thousands of them, are probably looking for something to do. Xfinity Live here has been temporarily closed for an issue inside, a building maintenance issue, so they're going to open up pretty soon. I imagine this place is going to be mobbed once again as it was when we got here early this morning at 8 o'clock.
And we have crews, NBC 10 crews, are literally every couple of blocks along this parade route, as you can hear the screaming. I mean, it's when you see that first bus, then you know.
It's the coolest
then
feeling
you know.
ever.
You're like, oh my God, I started squealing. I was like, oh wait, what? I'm on TV. God, get a hold of yourself.
We have a job to do. I forgot too.
I forgot I had a job.
You should have seen the shot of Aaron and I standing on the bar stools and Keith saying, please get down. Please be careful. We were not listening to him.
I was worried about you guys.
Sometimes you don't make good decisions. Sometimes you don't make good decisions when you're in the midst of the crazy, right? But oh my goodness, this is a moment. This is a moment, and we're all just sitting here soaking it in with you.
Let's listen right now to Dave Spadaro standing by.
You made it back for Super Bowl 59, BG. What did that mean to you?
Man, it meant a lot, man. When you set your mind on a goal, you know, you pray about it, and then you just keep working. And that's all I did. I just prayed and worked. And man, by the time that it came, I was in that window for me. Was able to go out and play against great Kansas City Chiefs, and we went out there and played together and played our best game of the season.
Did you ever expect it to be that kind of a game?
We knew that, you know, that we've been putting stuff together and everybody been working. We knew we had a chance to do something special, and like Coach said, we do special stuff around here. And the only way we do that is the greatness of others. And so all of us was in our own greatness, all in our head of, you know, making sure that we not the weakest link. And we went out there and we proved that on this last Sunday.
For all of those millions of fans watching, describe what this feeling is like.
Man, I mean, it's just a great feeling for the city. As you can see, man, I don't know if it's going to be record-breaking like it was before, but I know it's going to be about the same amount that we had when we first did it. And man, I just love how everybody shut down just for the parade, and everybody love the Eagles, and we just happy to be able to bring this joy to the city for the whole year.
BG, 2 Super Bowl victories, 3 Super Bowl appearances. What an amazing career. How do you put that in perspective?
You know what? Just like I've said, enjoy this. I know that these opportunities, these moments come and go. Just make sure I document everything so I have something to show my kids, even though they're here now. But it's always when you're a younger kid and then you see what you look like and what it was like, and they don't understand this moment just yet, but I know they will later.
Will you be speaking up at the Art Museum?
Oh yeah, I'll be speaking up there, and you know, I can't wait to just hear the roar of the crowd like we're hearing right now.
What will you say? What will the fans have to look forward to?
Well, you know what? It's gonna be something great. I can't wait to see just everybody, and you know, I know for me it's from the heart, so I don't really know yet until I get there. Hopefully I don't start crying because it's just, you know, this emotional roller coaster of, man, it's been so great this season. Sad that it's over, but happy we got to win. But I know that, you know, I ain't going nowhere, but it's just more of just, man, these moments, you gotta capture them, and that's all I'm trying to do right now.
Are you feeling anything about season 16?
Hey, you know what? We're gonna enjoy this for sure. We're gonna enjoy this. We're gonna see what happens, and you know, stay tuned.
Thanks, BG.
Y'all going out? Y'all going down? Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna go. I think we're moving to another. They just got off.
Our coverage is going to continue here. The Eagles Championship Parade as we keep our eyes peeled as these buses make their way, making that turn onto Broad Street.
Champions Parade. The buses are on the move. We have been watching this this train of buses. I'd say 25, 30
Look how many people.
Buses.
That's what, 35 deep at that point? Crazy.
You know what's funny? We were just saying this in the short break there. Brandon Graham had mentioned, are you guys going down? Does he mean down on the first level of that bus, or does he mean going off the bus and maybe talking to some of these fans? Would that shock you if he did that?
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be BG, and he'll probably bring the Lombardi Trophy into the crowd. And
that's right.
That man doesn't roll with a plan.
No, he does not.
But
he does not.
These buses are rolling slow enough that you could, in fact, do that. They're making it a point to stop every now and then to let people get their picture, soak it in, find their favorite player. And I think you made a good point, Keith, that they're kind of spread out. You don't have, you know, all the A.J. Browns and the Devontae. Everybody's not in that front bus. They have split it up. We saw the linebacker bus almost toward the back.
That's right.
I thought that one looked the most fun.
Yeah, with everyone, you know, doing the hand gesture.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And, you know, one thing that we haven't caught a sight of them just yet, got to talk about these coordinators, right? Yep. Vic Fangio, of course, orchestrating a perfect game plan in that Super Bowl to limit them to 22 points. It really, the Chiefs could have scored less had all the starters remained in the game and kept playing. And then, of course, Kellen Moore, who accepted that job with the New Orleans Saints.
Today for this parade, which is the coolest thing in the world. And we knew Kellen Moore most likely was going to take this job. But Vic Fangio, I go back to training camp. We had so many questions about this young defense. There were massive holes that we didn't talk a lot about, filling Fletcher Cox's shoes, for example. I did not think they would get back this quickly. And is that BG?
Hey, we're right. There it is. Knew he'd be out. That's great.
That's awesome.
Look at people on the overpasses. I mean, you've got Philadelphia Eagles fans everywhere in this city, not just lining the parade route, but also checking out overpasses and ramps and trying to get a glimpse on balconies.
I'm trying to see who is with BG right now.
Oh,
the camera is desperately trying to keep up with these players that are going to shake hands. Oh my goodness, we know Brandon Graham is on the ground, on foot, walking along, shaking hands, meeting with these fans, many of whom have been out here for hours.
There's Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, and that is making somebody's day. That is making your lifetime right there. Just getting a high five from Saquon Barkley.
This is such evidence too of the mentality that this team has had from OTAs. It's like this blue collar, we're one of you, we're the city of Philadelphia, we buy in. We know what you guys are going through. And look at this.
Just hugging people.
Come on, it's the best.
Oh, this is awesome. And Saquon Barkley told us after the NFC Championship game, this is why he came to Philly. And I got to think this is even more reason why when you see support like this in front of your eyes, you hear about it all the time in the NFC East. But when you see it like this, it's such a cement of this is why I signed that free agency deal to come here.
Look at the flags out front, all the people. We got that microphone too. That's up. We can hear the reaction from the crowd.
Just the squeals.
The squeals.
I'm loving the fact that the camera is literally trying to keep up.
I hope they brought their running shoes today.
How do you keep up with Saquon Barkley?
I know.
Yeah. If you're a cameraman, how are you keeping up with him?
That's a tough assignment. That's a tough day assignment.
That's a fast guy.
The parade route's about, I'd say, 5, 6, 7 miles, too. So they got a little ways to go. And we got probably about 1 million Philadelphia Eagles fans that have lined this route. The estimate from atop one of the buses was, from Brandon Graham, was that they was expecting just as many people as they did in 2018. You wonder, hey, we got a taste of it in 2018, whether more people would come out this time around.
Absolutely.
Or was that one singular because it was the first Super Bowl win in franchise history? I'd like to think it's the former, that more fans will come out now because they saw how much fun it was in 2018.
They want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So many people are off today. So many schools are out today They were out before this was even scheduled because of the long holiday weekend, the President's Day weekend. So a lot of schools were already off, and if you weren't off, you got off. I mean, and so whole families are down here, and I think that's part of it too. We have seen babies, we've seen little dogs, we have seen
little dogs.
We have seen older, we've seen 80 and I'd say maybe even 90-year-olds out here wanting to be a part of this. This is an atmosphere. This is a moment that Philadelphia is soaking in right now, and it's just great to be a part of it.
It is, and you go back to experiencing this with your children. We were in the NBC Sports offices the other day, and of course, I only moved to Philadelphia 2 years ago, but I watched Amy Fadul sign her children's excused absence card from school today, and I thought, this is what it's all about. There's no way anyone's going to school today.
Howie Roseman there atop the bus, who has done an incredible job orchestrating this roster and keeping it competitive year after year after year, and really working magic with the salary cap.
And there's Nick Sirianni as well. We were wondering what bus he was on, and if anyone's going to have a good day, it's going to be Nick Sirianni.
That's right. This camera having a tough time.
Listen, there's a lot going on these buses. I'm feeling for the cameraman there. There's a lot going on all of these buses, and you got to kind of keep up. The players are doing what they want to do. The coaches are doing what they want to do. Oh my goodness.
You got Gilly the Kid, I think, right there.
Gilly.
It looks like it. You knew he wasn't missing this parade.
Is Gilly in the parade?
Yo, come on, he's got to be in the parade.
I'm surprised he wasn't on the first bus.
Exactly, or leading the whole procession.
On foot.
I really did expect it with big boom boxes or something. You know he's going to get out.
I saw the big hat over here a minute ago. I was like, wait, is that? No, that's somebody just with Gilly's hat. But he is there in the parade too. And boy, what about Gilly the Kid? I mean, bringing back the
Too Short.
The Too Short song from ages ago.
Yep, blow the whistle.
I mean,
the theme song.
And that became the unofficial theme song, or official, however you want to look at it, but that was the song that took us through this thing. And the reason he blew up, the reason that whole thing blew up, was because the Eagles kept winning.
That's right.
They kept winning. So every time they won, we had a new Too Short dance. And Gilly in his driveway with the broom man coming out. You gotta love that.
Love it, absolutely. And Nick Sirianni, he so deserves this moment, because we go back to early in this season, especially the bye week. The Eagles are sitting at 2-2, and you don't know what the future of this team held. We had a lot of doubts about this team, if they were going to be able to turn it around, and that is Nick Sirianni holding this roster accountable and now seeing the results of a Super Bowl champion. You looked at this team on paper and said, okay, they have it, but to get it in that first year with all of these stars is something special. To see him hoist the Lombardi Trophy in the air, it's a very moment well-deserved for Nick
Ever since he shaved his head there. You know, remember that it went viral and everyone's like, uh-oh.
We were wondering what was going on here. How is this going to play out? And it played out more positive than a lot of people thought.
Played out beautifully.
I think we were trying to find Nick earlier. So I think they're on the second bus.
Yes.
Howie, if you are along the route or you're trying to keep up with this, I think Howie and Nick are on the second bus, and then you got Jalen, you got BG, you got Jeffrey Lurie on that first bus. But then again, they're on the move, they're on foot. So who knows?
Who knows what bus Saquon's on right now?
Who knows which bus he hopped on? You're absolutely right.
I imagine there's a lot of switching it over and changing around and all that going on. I think what they're doing right now, just judging by this picture, they've crossed by the intersection there with 76, the on-ramps. So they're making their way north on Broad.
Do you see the people that are in the median?
Yes.
It almost looks like traffic has stopped.
Yes.
They've gotten out of their car. They are on that on-ramp in the median, just trying to get a look, because the buses are passing by right now. Unbelievable.
Gracious, look at this scene from Skyforce 10. And again, if you're just tuning in, it's not 3 or 4 or 5 buses. We're counting 20 to 30 buses filled with players and coaches and their families all making their way. They've all made the turn at this point off Patterson Avenue, going north on Broad Street. And of course, our live coverage here on NBC 10 continues right after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to NBC 10's live coverage of the World Champions Parade.
Oh my gosh.
I am loving
That's a garbage
these
truck.
shots from Skyforce 10. There must be, I don't know, 20 people on top of that garbage truck.
It reminds me of what we saw on Broad Street the night the Eagles won the Super Bowl. There were a bunch of people on garbage trucks.
Hey, look,
So
that's prime viewing. That's prime viewing right there.
You got to get about
You
it.
got to figure it out today.
Yeah.
There's no holds bars. Safety. Do your
Safety
best
first.
to be safe. But Aaron and I can't even say that because we were standing on top of
We
the
were
bar
not
stools.
very safe a minute ago. No. But if you were not here hours and hours ago to get a spot right along the fence line, then you are way back trying to get a glimpse. So I get it. Yeah, people are doing whatever they can. They're doing whatever they can. They're getting on whatever they can to be able to get just a glimpse of that Lombardi Trophy gleaming in the sun.
Do you guys want to recreate it now that we're on camera, what you guys were doing?
It wasn't
literally
cute.
standing up on the chairs.
We were standing and looking behind as those buses were coming out. It was a moment.
The sea of green right there. We just checked that out. Oh my God, unbelievable! Here in the city of Philadelphia, it's just amazing, guys.
We appreciate the sunshine. It's a tad bit warmer than it was maybe at like 2, 3, and 4 o'clock this morning. But look at the energy there.
Oh my goodness!
You can just feel the vibe. And you know, we started to first hear those motorcycles.
What is this, Logan Circle? I mean, look at this.
I mean,
wow.
And then that got you going. And now, and just wait until
Here
the
they
buses.
come.
Yup. Still, they start making their way. Wow, taking their time too.
That's right.
Like,
you know
that's what I love too.
That
They're
shot
going
was
really slow.
That shot was from the art museum. I mean, they're still a ways away from the art museum.
And they're that fired up.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? They've got those gigantic jumbotrons out there too, where they've been watching the action along with us to see exactly when the Eagles might be making their way to them. You see the procession led, of course, by law enforcement on the other side, on buses, on motorcycles. This is such an incredible day.
Take
here
your
in
time.
Philadelphia.
Why not? We have nothing else to do today.
That's right.
Today is parade day.
It's a Friday, perfect way to kick off the
Someone
weekend.
was asked me, what are your Valentine's Day plans? I said, Valentine's Day? Do you know it's the parade today?
That's right.
That is so secondary.
Absolutely. It has overshadowed everything for sure. You know, they really haven't gone that far from the link.
No.
We might be able to catch them if we tried.
You know, we most certainly could.
All right, we got some makeshift fireworks happening out here down in South Philadelphia at Xfinity Live, where, of course, a bunch of people, they have not left. There are thousands of people down here still where this parade kicked off. And, of course, all along the route, you see just the rows and rows of people as they go back. Just an unbelievable sight. And as they approach City Hall, too, they're only going to be approached by more and more and more people because there's just more opportunities to crowd in those spaces.
Yes, and we're watching behind us Citizens Bank Park. We're seeing the big Super Bowl champions for the Phillies, and of course the pitchers and catchers reporting yesterday. It's wild to think about how late this football season goes when you win the Super Bowl, that you got baseball right around the corner. You don't even have to wait that long before we got something else to root for here pretty soon.
Yeah, pitchers and catchers have already reported down there in Clearwater.
It's a little warmer in Clearwater.
A little bit, but I'll tell you what.
Hey, we're warming up. We're warming up.
But I'll tell you what, you know, sitting here looking at these images, being surrounded by thousands of our friends out here, all collectively feeling the same exact way, you know, you almost can forget about just how chilly it is out here. And I imagine people packed into those crowds, it does not feel as cold as we do. I'm sure it's kind of warm, actually.
Let's just say the taps were flowing early, too.
Yeah,
for a lot
they were.
Of
Love it.
Yes, they were.
Everyone's got the day off work, as they should.
The bus is approaching Broad in Oregon. We've got reporters all along this route. We know some of the players back on the route right here as we look live at that image from the pavement. We got the Lombardi Trophy near the fans. How great is this?
I'm trying to see. Is that still Saquon Barkley?
It might still be Saquon. Kind of tough to see. And again, this is a technical marvel to be able to have a shot like this. Again, it runs on a cell phone signal ultimately.
That is Saquon Barkley, yes, with the goggles.
And
I
so
love that he still has the goggles on.
A million people using their cell phones. And yes, you're going to get an image that goes in and out like this. But oh, you love to see something like this.
The fact that they got off the bus, the fact that some of them are like, you know what, no, I want to touch the fans. I want to be right there with them. I want to give a high five, a go Birds. I mean, that is everything.
There's Nick Sirianni off the bus.
Nick's on foot, too.
This is Big Dom, I think's worst nightmare as head of security. He's like, please, everyone get back on the bus.
You know what's so funny, too? They are switching from bus to bus to bus, right? Because as they continue to move here, he's probably, you know, he stopped. He probably got on another one. I mean, this is great. Let's go to Matt DeLucia right now. He's at Broad in Oregon. He's got a pretty good view of the parade that's going by. Matt, what's the energy like there?
I mean, do I really have to explain it? Look what we've got here. Here is that first trailer making its way right across Oregon right now. We've got Swoop up there. They're waving the flag. Oh, look at the cheerleaders. These fans out here have been waiting several hours for this moment. Some people got out here before the sun came up to get their spot, and this is the moment. I want to swing around here because I want to show you all the people. They have their phones. I gotta tell you, the crowd is now at least 15, 20 people deep. You can also see there are people standing on top of cranes and the garbage trucks. That's how dedicated. I mean, we had some people standing on a roof a few minutes ago, and the cops pulled them off of that because of safety issues. But you see, we've got the confetti here as well. But this is just such a wonderful time for the city of Philadelphia. All these folks have come from all over the place, all over the country. Yesterday, I was talking to people who said they were welcoming family members from New York, from Connecticut. And you have people from across our area as well who boarded those SEPTA trains bright and early. I want to talk with Danielle over here from West Norriton. Danielle, how early did you get here to get this?
We got here about 7:30 this morning. We've been standing in the same spot.
How exciting is this moment for you?
It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. Vibe is amazing. We're having a great time.
And you're here with your family?
I'm here with my daughter, Gabrielle.
Yeah, so, I mean, were you here in 2018?
We were.
So how does this compare so far? I know we're not through it yet, but how does this vibe compare to 2018?
I think the energy is just a lot more exciting this time. I think, what do you think?
It's electric. There's nothing like a Philly Eagles championship parade, baby. Woo!
Nothing like a Philly parade.
Who are you excited to see?
Honestly, Saquon Barkley, come and see us. Please, please.
They keep begging me to get the players to come over to this way. So I'm going to try, ladies. I'm going to try. But thank you very much. And look at this crowd here just enjoying themselves. We've got the horse hockey. And speaking of the confetti that we just had a moment ago, there's that truck right there blowing confetti to the crowd. Both sides of Broad Street just packed with people. I'm just going to let this play out. You can hear the screams and all of the excitement, all the children here who may have not witnessed a championship parade before, and they are witnessing it for the first time, these younger children. All right, we need another blast of confetti. There it is! That's what the crowd is waiting for, and now we're waiting on the players. Over here, we can see the remaining buses with the players, so hopefully we'll get to see some of them shortly, Keith and Aaron. But I'll tell you, we've got a wonderful bit of energy here. Can I get an Eagles chant, guys? 1, 2, 3. All right, now I'm going to try something here, Aaron and Keith. Let's see if I can get the other side to do it. All right, I had a little help with Philly PD. But, look at that. Wait, do you see what's going on here? We've got the Philly police.
A battle.
Dance off.
They're having a competition over here. So it's just a wonderful excitement. Oh, we love it. We love it, Aaron.
Matt DeLucia there. Oh my goodness! I don't know if he should tell those ladies that the last time we saw Saquon Barkley, he was on foot.
The Eagles insider Dave Spadaro talking to Coach Sirianni right now. Let's listen in. Taking place right now between Dave Spadaro and Coach Nick Sirianni, who's got to be excited right now. You're talking, facing a lot of adversity. Jalen Hurts, a lot of doubters out there, right? He quieted all them. So did Coach Sirianni, too. There was a time last year where people were calling for his head.
I remember.
Week 5, the bye week, a lot of people didn't know. So that's why Nick Sirianni, he definitely deserves this moment here today with all of these fans.
These guys deserve their flowers. We're going to be right back with live coverage of the Eagles World Champions Parade on NBC 10.
Welcome back. NBC 10's live coverage of the World Champions Parade. You gotta love these shots from Skyforce 10, giving you a view of just how many people are along every single inch of the parade route. We're soaking it all in, too.
That's right, yeah. Moving at a snail's pace at the moment, too, making sure that everyone gets an opportunity to soak this in. And not just the fans, too. This is a huge moment for the players and the coaches and the staff in the front office and all the people here that made this possible. You know, what you see on the field we often hear is the tip of the iceberg. It takes a lot of planning and preparation and logistics with this team, and this is the day we get to celebrate that, and these guys on these buses get to celebrate the fans who supported them along the way.
Big time. I have a couple of buddies who work in ticket sales. I just saw pictures that they're on buses as well.
Great.
And wow. We're being told that Howie Roseman is on one of these buses as well with Dave Spadaro. Let's check in.
And you said before the game, a week before the game, a great season usually starts with a great off-season. Explain that.
Yeah, I think, you set the tone in the off-season. I put a lot of responsibility on myself to do things, to bring in the right people on and off the field, and I felt really good about where we were, but you got to stay healthy. You got to go to mini camps, you got to go to training camp, you got to go through the preseason, you got to go to the regular season, you got to go to the playoff, then you got to win the Super Bowl.
All right, there you have Dave Spadaro, Eagles Insider, with Howie Roseman. I love all these shots on the buses, all these interviews. And, we've got our Matt DeLucia down there on the ground, who is with the fans that are watching these buses roll by. I know they just are going crazy, Matt.
Yeah, we see Nick Sirianni right there on that bus, waving to the fans, taking a puff of that cigar. Very celebratory nature. Look at the crowd over here. And you can see everyone trying to get that memorable photo. Look at these kids. This is the time of their life that they're having right now. Go Birds! Go Birds! How fun is this?
So fun! Go Birds, baby!
Is this your first parade?
Yeah, it's my first one, but it's going to be the best one.
It's going to be the best one.
Yeah!
Do you want more parades?
100%!
All right.
Keep stacking them!
Keep stacking the parades. All right. And Tim, hey, you've got the family here.
Family's here. We're ready for the dynasty to begin today, baby.
There you go. There you go. And there they are waving as more buses go by. We see more players up there celebrating. This is the moment we've waited for all season. One bus after another making its way through Rawdon, Oregon right now as we celebrate the world champions of the NFL. Oh. Look at this. We got even the players coming off the bus, greeting some of the fans. Got more over here. And that's what we love to see.
We're getting some great images right now.
Everyone getting off the bus, greeting the fans. Sorry, the bus is blocking us now. But you got action on both sides of Broad Street. You got people up on the garbage trucks holding banners. This is a moment not
and
just
we're
for
seeing about Chris
the players,
Long's fur
but for
coat,
the
the
fans
2018
as well.
fur coat.
I'm not sure Matt DeLucia can hear us out there because of all the activity happening. We've got the benefit of having these the headphones and the cans and everything else where we can hear it.
It's funny, when you look at the top of some of those buses,
just soaking it all in, Keith and Eric, soaking it all in.
Than there were when it started. Exactly. We're soaking it too. All right. And a lot of people are on foot. A lot of these players, a lot of people.
They ditched the bus.
Yeah.
They ditched it. They're going so slow. They are on foot.
Look at the folks all the way at the top of the garbage truck on the forklift over there, to all the way to the left on top of the roof. I mean, fans are going wherever they can. By the way, Josh Sweat is wearing that jacket, fur coat from Chris Long.
Funny enough, we were in the locker room yesterday. We didn't know who it was going to be because it was BG, it was Lane Johnson. We didn't know who was going to end up wearing the coat. So for it to be Sweat by that epic performance in the Super Bowl, it makes sense.
I love that the
another
coat
bus
is
right
here.
now.
I know, isn't that great?
I love that we still have that coat.
You think he
Taking
FedExed it over?
Valentine's Day spirit to heart here as well.
Metalish, you cannot hear us.
Can't hear.
I'll tell you, the city loves
he's living
Quit talking to me.
He is. Listen, Matt DeLucia grew up in Jersey. He's living a dream just like we all are right now, too. So he's enjoying it. We love hearing his moment here as we take a look at these buses going on by with Eagles players. Oh, it's such a great, amazing time in this city. Great weather, too. You know, it could have been way worse. Could have been yesterday.
It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
It's cold, but
sunny.
We're warmed by
people are fired up.
great green company.
And, you know, when you're packed in shoulder to shoulder, 15 deep, it's a little warmer in there.
I think so.
It's a little warmer with friends, right?
A lot of people forgetting it's Valentine's Day. You see a lot of those hearts with messages to fans. Really nice touch from the Eagles to put all this together, too. And we're keeping an eye on things. Again, this is a very deep parade procession. It's making its way up up South Broad right now, headed to City Hall. It'll round City Hall, of course, make its way down the Ben Franklin Parkway where boatloads of people are, and then finally stop at the Art Museum where a stage has been set up the past week. There's going to be just some great speeches there too. Ashlyn, you've got a good idea of who might be speaking, right?
Yeah, so we just got confirmation on the buses there that Brandon Graham is going to give his epic speech. You already know there are going to be a lot of tears. I'm very curious because if you talk about a moment, this is a moment to announce, hey, is this it? Hey, am I coming back? I wouldn't put it past BG to say, you know what? One more year. Let's do it again.
Yeah, would you imagine?
Couldn't you see it?
I think this place would go crazy, too, if he did say that.
And Lane Johnson as well, confirming he will give a speech. And Lane Johnson was making fun of BG's speeches throughout the whole year, how long they were. So I have to admit Lane is going to be short and sweet to the point. And then if CJ Gardner-Johnson gets on that mic, everyone look out, because I can't wait for that. Let's all remember this is a family event.
Well, yeah, there were some moments in 2018 that weren't, incredibly family friendly, but that was the personality of that team. You know what I mean?
Very
and that's
true.
the personality of this team right here too. So we cannot wait to see what takes place as we keep our eyes on our live parade coverage of the World Champions. Next.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching continuing coverage of the World Champions Parade. You know, this thing started a little early. They were supposed to leave the link at 11 a.m. They left at about 10:50, so 10 minutes early. So we're about 50 minutes into this parade, and let's just say they're taking their sweet time. They are soaking it all the way in because we haven't gotten that far.
But we have not made a lot of progress.
We have not made a lot of progress, but you know what? I don't think the fans mind that one bit.
No, and I think for them to leave 10 minutes early, I thought, okay, maybe the speeches will be early. I don't think that's the case.
No, I don't think so either. They're going to take their merry time. And Ashlyn, you made a great point too. This is really the last hurrah for this roster. You'd like to think that all these guys come back next year, but that's just not the way the NFL works.
No.
In fact, there's only a handful of players that were around during the 2018 Super Bowl, and I think even from last year, about half the team was around, right?
Right.
Something like that?
So you got to think that this is just going to look different. And I think there is a great chance if this roster stays as much intact as it can, that they can make it back to another Super Bowl. But you look at someone like Josh Sweat, who we know is wearing Chris Long's fur coat today. That's by far my biggest question for the roster next year, is someone like that who's going to test the free agency market, who wants that big-time contract. Is he going to come back? I have hesitations about that. Is Zach Bond going to get paid here in Philadelphia? Gosh, I hope so. And if he does, I hope we have another parade like this because he deserves it.
Yep. Another space, too, is the offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore vacated that position, right?
That's the big question.
That's going to be huge as well as we continue to watch the World Champions Parade live on NBC 10.
Welcome back to our coverage of the World Championship Super Bowl Parade. You see the buses going there slowly and surely. They left 10 minutes early here from the link. I still think the speeds are going to be on time, if not late, guys.
That's right. Yeah, about what, 2 o'clock they said?
Yes, 2 o'clock.
Start off these speeches?
I mean, the schedule, they were supposed to arrive at 12:30.
Yeah.
We're going to see because these buses are taking a slow roll. And literally, like every block, they're stopping. So they're already going slow, and they're stopping. They're letting people get their pictures. They're letting the players get off and walk and run, interact with the crowd. And this is exactly why people got up so early.
Oh, yeah.
Just, you know, hey, just to be able to get a high five from Saquon Barkley or a hug from Nick Sirianni. We've seen it all. We've seen them doing it. They have the Lombardi Trophy out there, letting the fans touch it. I mean, that's why you get up.
That's why you get up at 4 a.m.
That's why you get up at 4 a.m. We've seen Santa Claus is out there somewhere. We've seen roasted pigs out there. You know Philly fans are colorful.
And the day is young.
We are very colorful, and they are feeling good.
And it is still before noon, right? So, yeah.
Who knows what's this
and you know what's going on out there.
To come.
Come on, they're giving out drinks here at Xfinity Live along the parade route.
Pace yourself, friends.
We're prepared as Philadelphia sports fans, of course, all along this parade route as we take a live look from Skyforce 10 as the 20 or 30 or so buses make their way, filled with players and coaches and important staff members, too, that all made this possible week after week after week, rooting on the Birds to continue through the playoffs, steamrolling opponents, right, especially in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, yeah.
And then 40-22. I can't say that enough.
I can't either.
Beating up on the Chiefs of all teams.
Who was it that got the tattoo that had the score?
Isaiah Rodgers.
Isaiah Rodgers did, yeah, right on the back of his leg.
Huge tattoo on the back of his leg.
And he said that 3 of his teammates are already planning to have the same tattoo. So they believe that it's going to go around the locker room, that everyone's going to have the same design.
It's a nice tattoo.
It is. It's beautiful.
It's very, very big, but it's a
takes
nice
up
tattoo.
His whole calf. And the best was I talked to Isaiah about this yesterday. I was like, so, like, did that hurt? He's like, well, actually, I fell asleep during the whole thing. I said, oh, casually.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know how many Eagles fans are getting these kind of tattoos, by the way?
Gosh,
remember after Super Bowl 52, how many Eagles tattoos there were? It's so great. I mean, this city bleeds green for sure.
And to have the score, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's just like,
rub it in.
The statement. A statement game right there,
Especially the conversation in New Orleans the entire week. We were there all week, and we were talking to all the national media pundits, and everyone was saying, well, you know, I think it's going to be a close game, but I just don't see how this Eagles team can beat Mahomes.
Gosh.
That was the biggest thing. And when you hear it enough, you start believing it. Can anyone beat Mahomes? Well, the Eagles just didn't beat him. They just dominated him to the point where I've never seen him play like that. It was twinkle toes out there. He couldn't get his footing. He couldn't get his timing. I didn't think any defense could do that to him, but this Eagles defense did.
And that defense was in a vacuum, I guess, those 2 weeks, too, because they were completely insulated from all the noise on the outside. They played like they were not the underdogs.
But you know what?
They played dominantly.
Listening to those announcers, it got me mad. and you know, because everybody.
Which one? There's one in particular.
All of them. They were like, oh, what does Mahomes need to do to turn this around? He can't turn it around.
No.
It's over.
It's over. was over at halftime.
It was.
He was over at halftime. Nothing he can do. 40-22. I mean, just rest on that for a little bit. And I think that also fueled the fans too. Like, oh, you're trying to count us out. You know, Philly, we got that underdog mentality. Count us out, please.
Look at this.
Overlook us, and we're gonna dominate.
This is an amazing live picture right there. You see people hanging out the balconies and out of windows here to get a better look. And I just, you know, growing up here, these are like forever memories that are being created now for these fans, for the people here who were elated in 2018 when the Birds won their very first Super Bowl, got the monkey off their back. Now 7 years later, celebrating the second Super Bowl in franchise history, as you see fans and staff and families making a run for it.
Trying to figure out what they're giving
down on
out
the parade route. I know they were throwing beads before. They were throwing hand warmers, which is really smart. There's what we got there. I'm trying to see in this picture. You can't see because of the shade on the monitor here. But this is amazing. Such a cool moment for these fans.
I love the ski goggles. That's my favorite part about all of this.
Yes.
And talking with John Clark and Dave Zangaro and our guys that were there post-game, they said they'd never seen, that's Dallas Goedert.
Oh, it's Dallas, okay.
They said they had never seen a locker room like that after the Super Bowl. Even when you watch the Chiefs celebrations, it was very calm, cool, and collected. They said it was like a Phillies locker room after the Super Bowl, and you saw that. There was champagne. Dave Zangaro doesn't think he's going to get his suit back, neither does John. I talked to him. It's going to be a hefty dry cleaning bill, but it'll be so worth it.
Absolutely. It's a story to tell forever.
I mean, I think this is totally Philly, too. You have Dallas Goedert stop the bus, get off the bus, chug a beer, touch a few hands, and get back on, and the wheels are rolling again.
See Cam Jurgens there, flowing locks. You got the offensive line bus. That's a good bus to be on right there.
That's a heavy bus.
I would make the argument that's the most fun bus,
That bus is sagging right now. Those guys, between them, I think they average 340 pounds each. I mean, no exaggeration. I believe they're the heaviest offensive line in the NFL. And boy, did they move people like they were all season long, protecting Jalen and carving out paths for Saquon Barkley.
That's why the tush push works.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why it works. Those guys right there, and I loved, you know, we were talking earlier when they were on the Tonight Show, Saquon Barkley.
That was excellent.
Saquon Barkley said, I'm going to show up, but only if I can bring my line with me.
And that's the best. You got to think, working in TV, they're like, the writers, the producers are like, okay, fine, and scrambling to get that done.
But also a big move, too, right? I mean, that's Saquon in a nutshell right there, too. Just class from start to finish, always team first, no I's and me's whenever you hear from him. Always saying and doing the right thing, especially, you know, after, you know, jumping teams in the division. You know, there's a lot of, you know, there was a lot of previous animosity, and boys, he handled himself with such class and grace through this whole process. And then playing on the field. Oh, look at Gilly the kid on the top left of your screen.
I love his mobile here.
There's Gilly. He's a part of that parade. You know, we should mention, you know, there was a little bit of concern that this is Valentine's Day and people had plans. They weren't sure if they're going to be able to keep their reservations. Here we are at the link. The street sweepers are already out. So they're not messing around. So
no, they're cleaning up here.
They are cleaning up. They're trying to
make your reservation.
Yep.
The best of both worlds. I mean, what better Friday?
Well, absolutely, right?
You got the parade.
Yep.
You got the love on the back end. Take a little nap in between, recuperate, and there you go.
Can't believe they're cleaning up here already at South Philadelphia. And that's something else.
They got the street sweepers out.
Is efficient. You got Xfinity Live that's closed here temporarily because of a maintenance issue inside. So a lot of these fans, I think, are looking for a place to go. There are plenty of places that open their doors too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, come on in.
Absolutely. We actually saw some bartenders from Xfinity Live. They were handing out surf sides and beers just to the people standing on the sidewalks because they're thirsty out here. They've been standing out here a while.
Come on, you got to hydrate.
And it's cold. You know, it makes sense. Need to warm up, get a little toasty on the inside.
Absolutely. All right, Miguel Martinez Valle is at the start of the parade right now. I believe Miguel's at Broad and Passyunk. Again, the parade's still in South Philadelphia. Migsy, what's it look like there?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, look at what it looks like. It's a lot of excitement, a lot of phones in the air, people trying to get a glimpse of this championship team, of Swoop, of everybody as they slowly make their way up Broad Street. So, yeah, we are about to get to Passyunk right now. So it's coming up from Snyder. You can see up there, they've got the Valentine's Day candies, the Eagles cheerleaders shaking the pom-poms. This is the moment fans have been waiting for. Many of them drove from all over in order to take this moment in, to see the drum band there, drum line there, banging, making some noise, adding to the excitement and the flavor of this historic day, the Eagles' second Super Bowl victory parade. And it's a beautiful day. The sun's shining, and because of the crowd, it's actually not even too cold out here. Now, I've been speaking to Eagles fans that are lifelong Philadelphians, but right now live somewhere else. You drove up here.
Everybody was in green. All routes headed to Philadelphia.
How does it feel as you're seeing the parade right now? Seeing that confetti fall?
It's amazing! Go Birds!
Incredible feeling. I mean, it hurts up there. He still has that cigar in his mouth. Absolutely iconic. We see our championship making sure everybody is feeling the love. And down here, fans truly are. I mean, people are screaming, they're chanting. A lot of excitement out here. It's a truly epic moment. It feels so special to be a part of this, not just covering this season, but speaking to fans about their hopes, about how this is a dream come true, and then seeing people be able to celebrate together, especially Philly has had out here. This moment feels truly unifying, truly special for everybody to be a part of. We've got fans of all ages out here chanting. What were you saying?
This is incredible. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's truly emotional. You were sharing this with some family members, right?
Yeah, my nieces finally made it up. I'm so happy that they're here. This is their first parade. I know they're probably so nervous because it's so much commotion, but it's worth it.
It's beautiful. Are you having fun? Are you? Yes?
Yes!
Can I get a Go Birds?
Go Birds!
Go Birds. That really has been the feeling out here today. Again, take a look as the buses make their way, passing Passyunk, up Broad Street. There's confetti in the air. There's people on the roofs of row homes, which obviously we want everyone to be safe, so don't get too crazy. But we get it. People are excited. People want to get a glimpse of this team, get a glimpse of this moment. They're waving, taking pictures, taking videos, and definitely taking it all in. What a special, special moment out here for everyone. Fans of all ages really joining us. How's it going with you and the little guy?
Go Birds!
Go Birds, buddy!
Go Birds!
Hey, G-L-E-S Eagle. He's tired. I'm sorry.
He's doing great. He's doing great. I love it. I love it. No, so it's been absolutely incredible. What a special Valentine's Day. What a love letter to the city, too, to be able to share in all of this together. It's like we're all each other's Valentines, so I definitely love that. Yeah, we're having so many Valentines out here. Feeling the love in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. It's definitely a special way to be spending our collective Valentine's Day. Oh, we see Mayor Sherelle Parker up there. She's throwing her one city, not index fingers, her one Philly fingers up in the air since she's a part of this parade as well, a part of this celebration. So it really is everyone out here taking this all in together. And it's feeling like a really special moment, guys.
Oh, gotcha.
As we're making our way
Miguel Martinez
through the
Fai
crowd.
live down there with all the excitement. Oh, it's so cool.
Miguel's making friends.
He is,
so
he is, as he always does.
With my kids.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Where'd you
fun.
guys come from? Are you in the city or did you drive in?
We came in last night, just outside the city.
All right, but you wanted to be here for this. You wanted to make sure you were ready. Oh, yeah, over here. We were talking to them earlier, too. How are you feeling, buddy?
Great!
Great. Talk to me about being able to see. Who was the coolest person you were able to see on that bus?
I don't know, Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, Barkley's a fan favorite. We were able to speak to him yesterday, and I know that was something he was telling us was a thing he expects from this parade. It's a party, because Philly knows how to celebrate. Philly knows how to party, and that's exactly what he's getting right now is a party. So it's definitely electric, and if that's what he wanted, that's what he got. So I'm excited that he was was able to take it all in. He was also speaking a little bit, Saquon Barkley yesterday, about, you know, just the love that he's feeling from Philly since moving over from the Giants to here. And you can tell there is a lot of love. I'm seeing a lot of jerseys that say Barkley on it. So it's definitely a lot of fans out here showing him, showing the rest of the team all of the love that they deserve after bringing the Lombardi Trophy home to Philadelphia, where it really belongs. So it's definitely been a special, epic morning out here, and the party's just getting started. We're just going to continue to celebrate as the parade continues making its way north on Broad Street, right, guys?
Absolutely. Miguel Martinez-Valle live for us there at Broad and Passyunk. Talking about those jerseys, by the way, among the top 5 jersey sales post-Super Bowl, of course there's Saquon Barkley, of course there's Jalen Hurts, Jalen, A.J. Brown, of course, you got Devontae Smith, and then the 5th was Cooper DeJean, which was so
easy.
great after that pick 6, right?
Yes,
so cool.
I love that for him.
We were in the locker room yesterday, and he's got the football that the equipment staff got him from the pick 6, and he didn't know what he was going to do with it. I was like, Cooper, you got like a mantle, a bookshelf? He's like, I don't have anything. He's got no plan for this football that is such epic proportions, goes down in the history books, and Cooper's just like carrying it around with him.
You put it in a case and you don't touch it.
I was like,
That's what you do.
Right.
Please take better care of this. Yes.
His journey has been unbelievable if you think about it, right? I mean, you come out of college, you join a team that's stacked, and then you make a name for yourself in the secondary. The secondary completely turns itself around, right, from last year to this year. And then you make arguably the biggest play in the Super Bowl at 22 years old.
I know it, and we forget that he wasn't even an immediate starter.
No.
I mean, at training camp, we didn't know what his spot was going to be. I thought at one point, okay, maybe he'll get in with an injury. Maybe it'll be midway through the season. He is never leaving the lineup now, and you're going to build your secondary around him to the point where is Slay going to come back? Is he going to move to the outside? We don't know, because Cooper DeJean at this point is a playmaker. This secondary right now is just making plays, turnovers, interceptions, you name it. They now can rely on that as a defense.
It was so funny. In an interview with Darius Slay, he said, Coop and Quinion were like his kids.
Yes.
He's like, oh boy. He's like, yep, those 2 are my kids.
He's not shy about how old he is. He's not sure if he's going to play one more year or not, but he's playing at a high level still for his old age, which he actually isn't old at all. But in, I guess, NFL terms, he says he is.
You got guys in the locker room like Brandon Graham who are 15 years older than him.
I
mean,
know
talk about that kind of experience around you, and yet as a rookie, maybe you just don't know any better, and you play lights out. And the biggest game of your life down there in the Superdome in the Super Bowl is amazing.
They become mentors, right?
The Lombardi is back down.
Mr.
Oh, Mike Quick. There he is.
Nice.
The man himself.
I love
Former
it.
Eagles wide receiver legend here, walking around with that Lombardi. Nice to see him get the opportunity to do this too, calling all those games.
That's what you talk about, Eagles being a family-oriented team, the Legends community. For them to have their own bus and to have them appreciate this moment as well is so, so cool.
That's right. Big Dom, by the way, flashing by the screen. Imagine his job today.
Big Dom's
Everyone's
earned his
celebrating
paycheck today.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he's got to be able to look after these guys as they're running off the bus, they're going on the bus.
I know he wishes they would stay on the bus. I know, he's like, please, don't get off the bus.
Put your seatbelts on.
That's right. You've been watching live coverage of the World's Champion Parade here on NBC 10.
Welcome back to your live coverage of the World Champions Parade. Look at Swoop! Jacqueline London joined with Michael Barkan and Barrett Brooks. It is a beautiful day out here for a parade. Sun shining, a lot of body heat.
Oh, a lot of body heat. You're right about that. I think that's worth pointing out, Jackie, is that it's 33 degrees. It was probably 29 when we got here this morning. But no one's feeling any pain. When the sun's shining as it is, it's great. When the wind kicks up, a little bit tingly, but otherwise, it's perfect.
Very perfect. I mean, you look at this. I like the way the players are getting off the bus, going in, interacting with the fans, you know, because, I mean, honestly, that's what it's all about. That's why the parade is great. These guys, they got fitted for the rings yesterday. You know, they're ready really to go and take a break from football. But before they do that, they're in the world champion parade out here intermingling with the best fans in the NFL, no doubt. People hate to come here. We love to be here. This is what it's all about, giving back to the fans. I love that these guys love doing this.
And I think other than the rings, and that's, you know, the rings are $30,000 to $50,000 a piece depending on who, you know, who does what to them, and Jostens is making the rings. But other than that, which is a big but, it's the parade. That's what these players, all the administrators, all the team personnel. Barrett, you were in one. You were so blessed with Pittsburgh. Something you'll always remember, right?
Right. But I mean, you know, this is amazing. You know, that's an amazing fan base up in Pittsburgh. But I tell you what, here in Philadelphia, we are made different here. And I say we because I'm here. I've lived more of my life here in Philadelphia than anywhere else. I say I'm a Philadelphia now. And when I look at this and the crowd out here, there's no question more than 200,000 people here. And all these fans with one common goal, and that's to give our players, you know, the last hurrah of the best season I've seen in years.
You see how excited he gets.
I know, I love it. I love it.
I wish I was playing.
That's what happened. You know what I mean? He still thinks he can play.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, coach, put me in, coach, put me in.
Exactly. By the way, we have Ellie the Eagle. Fly! Let's hunt. Okay. Now she can be released. But when you look at a day like today, you look at the fans here, they are alternately just taking a little bit of a chill pill till the buses get here. And then they're having some fun and rocking with the music. And depending on the time, it could be a little bit of each.
Well,
so
they've been doing a great job, too. You know, there's nothing going on. The fans are being great. They're waiting for their team to get here. I mean, they're not even climbing any poles. So, you know, I'm good with what's going on right now. They're anxiously awaiting our team, and they're taking their time, too. They're just now leaving South Philly, going into Central Philadelphia.
That big
but, you know,
wave.
this is great. Look at them. Look at them out there kicking it.
Yeah.
They love it. And Jordan Mailata the other day said, still, it didn't sink in yet for him, the magnitude of the Super Bowl win. And he was saying, well, maybe when I get into the parade and I see all the fans lined up along the park.
Sweaty, all these guys, you know, Jalen Carter.
Yep.
These guys have their families with them, you know, friends and families with them, and they're able to go out there and really celebrate this team with the fans and with their loved ones. You know, this is the great part about having a parade in Central Philadelphia.
By the way, you see the players are tossing some items off the bus, and they're passing Broad and Reed right now, so they're getting closer. The buses are, but they're also getting tossed some refreshments from the fans.
Right.
Yes, indeed. So that's what really fuels the speeches is the fans' help on the way here. Oh yeah.
What a nice gesture by the fans.
Yes, indeed.
You know, even offensive linemen can catch when it comes to the libations getting to them. They can even catch those. You know what I mean? So.
In fact, in 1974, the Flyers' first parade, Bernie Perrant, Bobby Clark, they got off the buses. They went into the row homes on Broad Street to make sure they were comfortable for the rest of the trip. Oh yeah.
Raid the refrigerator, huh?
Broad, exactly. Raid the refrigerator and the restroom. But you look at
real comfortable and friendly with the residents.
Exactly. Very close as they pass Broad and Reed, and they're getting closer, ever closer to the grand finale, which is the Art Museum.
Where we happen to be posted up at.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is the spot, to be sure.
I love that right there. It's Valentine's Day. Yeah, it is Valentine's Day, but, you know, you look at it, they got the candy hearts, and I love the sayings on the candy hearts. You know, go Birds, you know what I mean? That's great that they have that.
And when these buses can go through the neighborhoods, right there we see those row homes and just how intimate this parade is. And people living in those homes and all those lining the streets can almost reach out and touch those players. And a lot of those players have gotten off.
Yes.
And talked to these fans.
A lot of these players are other people, you know.
Let's go and let's check
Brenna
in with
White.
Brenna White.
Is that Broad and Reed? Hey, Brenna.
Hey, good morning, guys. Is it still morning? It's hard to tell. Look at this. The bus is driving on by. There's been a lot of beers, even some hoagies thrown to the buses here at Broad and Reed. Keep an eye out if you're out on Broad Street. You got to watch your back. You can see we've seen tons of players, family members, cheerleaders driving on by. People are so excited to see their favorite players as they pass by. Jalen Hurts, of course, leading the way. We've been talking to fans all morning who have been just so excited to be out here. We've got a tiny little baby out here having her first Eagles game, which is so exciting. We also have people standing by waiting to pass cigars along. Oh, actually, here, come back this way. Our photojournalist here. We've got Jordan Mailata, looks like walking along the street right now. The bus is blocking him, but some of the players are actually getting out on foot, giving people high fives. We're a little bit backed up right now because of that. We actually have some people also standing on the roofs of their row homes just trying to get the best view of the players and the team as they drive on by. Now, as this bus passes by, look at that. You can see Super Bowl champions out there. They're actually grabbing cigars from this man who brought them out here for them. He's lighting it up for them as they walk on by with their goggles still on. Really getting intimate, as you guys mentioned. Some of these players on tops of the buses asking fans to throw them some little treats out here. Still passing on by. I mean, every bus is just so exciting to see who you're going to be able to wave to and connect with. Again, as you guys mentioned, ooh, those Valentine's hearts as well. A lot of people we talk to in the crowd say this is the best way they could celebrate their Valentine's Day. Just so much fun out here. Broad and Reed. I mean, it really became packed too. When we were first out here, maybe a couple hundred. There are just thousands of people, dozens deep here on the street. We also have a heavy police presence, of course. Even the police were getting in on the fun, running around with flags, Eagles flags, trying to get the crowd pumped up as we waited for the parade to pass on by. Of course, people have been out here for hours. We were out at the Art Museum earlier today where people had been lining up since before midnight. It really doesn't even feel that cold anymore with all the excitement. Everybody's bundled up, but really getting warm off all that energy, that's for sure. Guys. Oh, there we go.
How long till we're back on?
Not sure.
We got.
Getting a close look at some of those Eagles on top of the bus. Nice football.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl trophy right there, the enlarged version of it.
Oh, I thought that was the real one.
No, you know what?
That's an oversized Lombardi.
Yeah, Tiffany didn't make that one.
That's the one I want, Barrett. I've been telling Barrett there needs to be a bigger trophy. These guys are big guys. They can hold a bigger trophy. Come on.
I'll tell you a story. When I did win the Super Bowl, I wanted to get a replica of the Super Bowl that Tiffany made, and a 10-inch trophy costed $12,000. Of course, I was like, nah, I can't have that one. Yeah.
Is it me or are these buses flying up Broad Street?
Oh, they're going pretty fast.
They're going
now.
pretty good. I saw a water skier behind one.
Well, they did take their time that while down in South Philly, down by past Young Corcoran Avenue, down that area.
So it's 12:09 right now, and they're moving pretty good, heading for the Art Museum. Still about to hit City Hall and then turn up the Parkway. Sometimes they'll pause, a little stop. We saw Jordan Mailata a little bit ago, still with his locker room goggles on. Maybe he thought he was going to get sprayed with champagne.
Because we know how painful that is for those guys.
They are having a great time right now. This is what it's all about, having fun with the fans, interacting with them, throwing little libations here and there, catching some.
There's Jason Kelce on top of that. Oh, no, it's not Jason Kelce. It's just the guy with the Kelce cap there.
Well,
a mummer's hat.
I'm anxious to see who's going to take the place of Jason Kelce as far as the speech. CJ, GJ, maybe Landon Dickerson.
Could be Landon Dickerson, could be Brandon Graham, could be Dallas Goedert, could be Nick Sirianni. They'll all speak. Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Howie Roseman. And we'll be right back with so much more from the Champions Parade. Michael Barkan, Jacqueline London, Barrett Brooks here at the Art Museum as we watch the World Champions Parade make its way up Broad Street towards City Hall and then up the Parkway right here to the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And I think it's worth noting as we wait for the parade to get here that most of the championship parades in Philadelphia, and unfortunately we've had too few, have ended up in South Philadelphia, have ended up at then JFK Stadium, which is where they held the Army-Navy games. They've ended up at Citizens Bank Park in 2008 for the Phillies, and the Eagles were the first to have it here, which I think is so regal. I think it's so fitting as we watch these guys and their families come up Broad Street. Isn't it great?
The most impressive setting for a parade. There's no other city in America that has this type of atmosphere,
right.
The fan base, and then the beautiful parade all along Broad Street and then up the Ben Franklin Parkway, ending at the Art Museum, and then to have those iconic speeches right on the steps of the museum, near the Rocky statue, of course.
Yeah. Unbelievable, but it was almost bred out of necessity, because the first Super Bowl, of course we knew we were going to have the biggest fan base ever join us here at the museum. We outgrew all those other areas we're talking about. This city is huge now, so the way this city and how it's impacted with the Eagles, they had to have it somewhere as dynamic as here with the museum. They had to have it here.
You look at the fans that are lining the parade route, and they look like, even there on Broad, on the left, they look like they're about 30 deep. That's
right.
That's a lot of people in a small area. And there is, as Josh Sweat was the last we heard, was wearing Chris Long's
fur coat that we remember from 2018.
It was handed down, huh?
Another cold day.
Well, Chris Long had put it out there. There goes Sweat, communing with the crowd, and that's just beautiful. I love them walking the whole way with the buses. It's just great.
And those people in the front, they probably came out really early to get that perspective. And who knew that the players would get off right there and they'd be able to shake their hands? They didn't know at the time.
Prime real estate, Jackie. It really is. And you can see he is missing the Allen Iverson jersey that Chris Long wore in 2018. But that's okay. He still looks darn good. And apparently he's making sure everyone wants everyone to know it's faux fur.
That's right.
Let's listen in.
Feel the horror. I can feel it. You want to hashtag Sweaty Joe?
Enjoy it, man. I mean, Sunday was amazing for you, right? Like, what a performance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It couldn't have asked for a better day if it should fall my way. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
And these fans, they came out again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was incredible, man. Last time was a blur. Hey, I remember every moment of this one.
Sweaty J has the Chris Long fur coat from the 2018 Super Bowl parade, and it looks dang fine on you.
And the Rolex.
Yeah.
You got a flash of Rolex and the chain, and it does look dang good on you. Thank you, Dave Spadaro, Eagles Insider, and Josh Sweat. He's wearing that floor-length fur coat handed down by Chris Long. And
hopefully it gets going down next year also.
Right.
But the unfortunate part, I hate to do this, but unfortunate part about having the success this Eagles team has is the realistic, mentality that young man made himself a lot of money in this Super Bowl.
Sure did.
He took a pay cut to come back last year. He banked on himself, and he won the bet. He's going to get a lot of money. People are going to pay him a lot of money to go to their teams, and unfortunately, that's what it is,
Cooper DeJean now. Let's take a listen.
I knew this was going to be crazy, but I'm sure it's kind of outlived your expectations.
100%. I knew it was going to be crazy. Not this crazy, though.
What's the craziest thing you've seen or heard regarding you? Marriage proposal, it is Valentine's Day after all.
I see a lot of people asking me to be their Valentine. Quite a few of those. I see some other posters. I'm just having a blast,
right?
I'm having a blast.
This would never get old, right, man? You could do this every year.
Never get old.
What's life been like since the Super Bowl?
Crazy. It's just been nonstop. All over my phone, blowing up, having a good time.
know. So. Enjoy, man. You're the man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Gene, Eagles quarterback.
All right, Spuds, we thank you with Cooper DeJean, who was not a rookie when he came here as a rookie. This guy plays like he's a 5-year veteran, Barrett and Jackie, and he has been one of the reasons that the Eagles defense has been vicious this past season, along with the other rookie, the first-round pick, Quinyon Mitchell. They were absolutely fantastic this season. And Cooper DeJean, Barrett, you can attest, and I know you know, Jack, that he is just a sweetheart. He's the nicest guy. And he went to Iowa.
You're alumni. You're
he
alumni.
did go to the University of Iowa, yes.
Walk the same hallways as yourself, right? Yeah, but he's just a great player. I mean, he came in, he missed a good portion of camp because he was injured, but then turns around and after the bye week becomes a major player at that slot position, cornerback, and basically just took the position over.
Yeah. And you could see him traversing Broad Street there, and you know, as we will see on social media, especially days following the Super Bowl, all sorts of video was put out about everybody on the team, and one of them was Cooper after he was drafted by the Eagles, and he's in the middle of his party, his family's throwing him. He hangs up the phone with Howie Roseman, says, "I'm going to Philly." And everybody just erupts in joy. He's going to Philly. He had no idea, this quiet guy, what he was going to get when he got to Philadelphia. And I had the opportunity before the season began to spend a day with him, and he is just a sweethart. He really is.
And
so,
that pick that he had in the Super Bowl early in the game.
It was
There's
okay.
so many moments. It was just, oh, unbelievable. I mean, people talk about memorable moments.
Yes.
That is right there at the top.
Yeah.
How do you do that? I mean, you go from not having a pick the entire season, and then a pick in the biggest game of the year. I mean, that's unbelievable, you know. But I mean, somebody deserves it. He deserves it. He was a major cog in that machine that really, you know, was the #1 defense in the NFL.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, Jackie Barrett and I have been here till since 4 in the morning, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
But they were playing the highlights from the game. They're actually replaying the game, and when the Cooper DeJean interception came along, everyone went nuts.
And
Jeff
fans,
Lurie with Dave Spadaro.
You knew they would show up.
You know, millions of fans, every inch. It's beyond anything you can describe, honestly.
Jeffrey, let's think about Sunday. Your thoughts on the game and how it went now that you've had a couple of days to put it in perspective.
You know what? We were well prepared, played our best. We always felt we had the best roster, and the players, coaches executed really in an incredible way and beat a very good team, and we're world champions.
Best game of the season. That's what Nick Sirianni said he wanted from the team, and that's what he got.
Yeah, NFC Championship game was awesome, and the Super Bowl even better. But, you know, to be able to do this for our fan base just gives you so much satisfaction.
I don't even want to ask you this, but I shall. Can you even compare 2018 to this experience?
They're equally spectacular. It's so hard to win a world championship in the NFL. And we've done it now twice, and we all regret we don't have it a third time in 2022. But you know what? We're motivated to keep this up and get a third.
Why do you think it worked this year?
I just think we've got an exceptional group of players, coaches, player personnel, Howie, Nick, their staffs. I mean, it's an incredible group.
Yeah, Jeffrey, enjoy the day. We'll see you on the podium at the Museum of Art.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave Spadaro and Jeffrey Lurie. And you know what? It might sound a little cliche. Jackie and Barrett, he is absolutely right, Jeffrey Lurie, when he says it's the combination of the administrators, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, the head coach, and the players. And also everyone in that NovaCare complex, and I think the players would agree, even the folks that prepare the lunches, they are all part of the operation. Greg Delamitros, who is the head equipment manager of the team. It all adds up and it all fits together like pieces in a puzzle. And some years you find a difficult time fitting them all in, and some years it fits like it did this year and you got a championship. And I think that puzzle might be fitting for a year or two more, if not after that.
The culture of this team is so special right now, isn't it?
It absolutely is. You know, you talk about culture. He set the gold standard like 20 years ago, and has continually built this gold standard throughout this whole process of winning 2 Super Bowls. Mr. Lurie is by far, to me, the best owner in the NFL. He took a kid, he took a kid from St. Louis and drafted him, and here I am now covering the 2nd Super Bowl in the Eagles' history.
How about that? Let's go down to Broad and Fitzwater, check in with our man on the scene, Brian Sheehan. Bri?
Michael, Jackie, what a moment. The Birds, our Super Bowl champions, are arriving here at Broad and Fitzwater. The confetti is in the air and the crowd is going wild. There you see Jeffrey Lurie at the top of the bus there. I know we've been saying it all morning long, but this is a moment this city, this team will never forget. I waited 27 years before I saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl. I saw it, I was down here in 2018 for the parade then, and here we are again on Broad Street. It brings tears to your eyes here. You see the players out walking along Broad Street. As we know, in Philadelphia, our Eagles, it's not about football. It's more than that. It's about a community. It's about family. You see families, generations of people here standing along, cheering on our Birds. Unbelievable. There's Howie Roseman walking the streets. Some of these fans say that they waited 50-something years for that first Super Bowl, 57 years. And then we had it again in 2018, and we are here in 2025. You see Philadelphia's top brass there, Deputy Commissioner Frank Renor walking along with them as well. And there you go, you see the players acknowledging the fans. I think the fans are actually throwing beers down to the buses as the players go by. And I'm just going to stop for a second, guys, let you hear this as the crowd takes this all in. Amazing.
Parade, those buses filled with players, coaches, and their families. Left the link around 11 a.m., a little earlier than we thought. Then turned onto Broad Street, heading all the way north. Fans, as you can see, they are deep, packing the parade route throughout that entire stretch of Philly. Then when they get to City Hall, they'll turn and they'll make their way to the Parkway, also full of fans. This whole area is full of fans. They're predicting 1 million people out here. There were some people who came out here at 1:30 yesterday afternoon and spent the entire night here. Then they're going to arrive at the Art Museum, of course, where we are for the official ceremony that is scheduled to start at 2 o'clock. And that is when we are going to hear incredible speeches. And we're just wondering who is going to give the most dynamic speech. We know Jason Kelce. The storyline of that parade, but we're all wondering what it'll be this year.
Iconic, to say the least. Iconic, to say the least. He could have ran for mayor after that. He could still run for mayor.
He could still run for, his wife could run for mayor too.
Right.
Kylie could run for mayor also. As we watch the buses, you know, the great part of the route, other than the end game here at the Art Museum, I think, is when they hit City Hall and they go around the wrong way around City Hall and they jog over to the left of the street, jog over to the right, and then they hit the Parkway. And if you're in that little area there, that you got those guys all to yourself.
You do.
Yeah, it really is
Close
amazing.
Quarters.
Close quarters. It's amazing. You know what else is really cool? You know, it doesn't feel like a Saturday. It doesn't quite feel like Christmas or my birthday, but it's right there. It's such a special day where school's out. I don't know what everybody else is doing. I know people got to pay bills, but there's a lot of people here that ain't. You know, and they're celebrating their Philadelphia Eagles, who are champions of the NFL, and that is a rare thing. Here's Dave Spadaro with number 1, Jalen Hurts.
It's amazing. You truly think about all the hard work you put in, all the effort, all the support from the friends that's showing up in this amazing city. It's awesome, man. Awesome to endure yourself into a city like we have.
And Jalen, you're out there and you're shaking hands, and these people just love you. I mean, what does that feel like for you today?
It's an honor to truly lead this city. play the role that I play. I know a lot of people do a lot to come watch us on Sundays, and we leave it all out there on the field. And it's just a moment to celebrate, you know.
They told you what it would be like, I'm sure. Has it just blown away any expectations that you might have had?
Never had any expectations, but I know the Eagles fans are always going to show up. Eagles everywhere always show up and do a great job. So I'm very, very blessed, and I'm just enjoying the moment.
What have these last few days been like for you, Jalen?
It's been a lot of work. A lot of moving around.
How was Disney?
Disney was fine. Disney was fine.
All right, so I got to ask you this. You had this screensaver on your cell phone that was locked for 2 years with showing the Kansas City Chiefs celebrating Super Bowl 57. Have you changed that screensaver?
I have not.
Will you change that screensaver?
No anticipation. It's not doing anything bad for me, so.
Hey, enjoy the day. You're all smiles. We are not even halfway through. We got a lot of fans.
Yeah, go Birds.
Go Birds. Love Hurts for sure for the Philadelphia Eagles and for Eagles fans everywhere.
Go Birds. That's the mantra. That's what we say now. Could be getting gas. Could be at the Wawa. Take care, Go Birds.
Go Birds for everything.
Go Birds. You know.
QB1, and yesterday he was talking and saying he still feels the pain from the Super Bowl loss 2 years ago, and that pain overrides him so much, even more so than the win of this Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's a competitor, and Barrett could talk more about it. We heard Tom Brady say the same thing. All the wins that I had in the Super Bowl, as great as I am as a player, he didn't say that, but as great as he is as a player, the ones that stick with him are the ones where he didn't get it. The 2 losses to the Giants, the loss to the Eagles, of course, right, Barrett? Some guys are like that.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, Jalen Hurts, he's the type that he keeps receipts. He's going to make sure that he remembers everybody that talked about him, remembers everything that they say he couldn't do, and he's going to work towards those things that he couldn't do becoming a strength for him. He stayed the same. He stays a guy that's like, you know, very subdued in how he approaches the, you know, the media, how he approaches people. But I tell you what, on that field, he's one of the fiercest competitors. They talk about him not being elite. Well, they coined a new phrase now, you know. He's not an elite quarterback, but he's an elite winner. I'll be an elite winner all day. I see elite quarterbacks not winning Super Bowls, but elite winners win Super Bowls.
And guess what? When you're a winner, you don't even need the word elite in front of that name. A winner's a winner, and Jalen Hurts is a winner, as we see with the goggles on, walking down the street. But the one thing that I see from Jalen Hurts, which I think you'll agree we see too rarely during the season, is a smile. And he is so smiley today.
That's what that was.
That's what that was.
I haven't seen it before.
I didn't know he had teeth, for goodness sakes.
It was brand new. It was brand new to us.
Exactly. He's smiling up a storm. And I also think, and we talked about this a little bit before, they're going through what I call the wall of sound, the wave of sound. And we'll talk more about that from the parade in a moment.
We're seeing what? Yeah, we're seeing what?
Jeffrey Lurie leading his troops, leading his organization up Broad Street as they approach City Hall. And really, this is our Canyon of Heroes. And I'm not going to mention the other city that has that to its name, but when a championship team comes up Broad Street and the confetti flies and the crowds line the streets and we all experience the kind of joy that we are today, they're going through the Canyon of Heroes. And I would say when you get to Broad Street, that is an all-time City Hall.
You know, as a young player coming in, as a rookie, Broad Street was the street that, you know, I learned first. So, you know, it's befitting that, you know, we're going up Broad Street to get here.
Let's
right on time, 12:30. Right on time, and Michael, you were describing it so well. The confetti started flying probably 3 blocks. We started feeling confetti before we even saw them. But when Jeffrey Lurie in that first bus came through, and then you saw the guys walking with the Super Bowl trophy, it was as loud as if you were in the link for a playoff game. What an atmosphere here, Franny. And I know this is your first one. Not that there's been a lot of these, obviously. But the excitement and the energy is palpable here. The fans, it's an own living and breathing thing.
And we've been talking about how fans were going to come out, whether it was cold or not. But let me tell you, I mean, I'm so impressed with the level of excitement and the heat that everyone is bringing to this parade. You see people here, not just here lining the streets of Broad Street, but you see them wherever they can get a spot. I mean, I'm looking at fans
stuff. You can see
on the parking garage decks. There's fans on the bus stands, fans on top of these
out balconies.
This is the moment to come out. And we were even saying we weren't sure when they were going to come, but you could hear the crowds getting so excited, even when the police escorts made their way
through. So to see that, I started to see just a few inklings of like, oh, it's getting close. And every single bus is just pulling by to throngs of fans waving. Obviously, everybody has their phones out. People are sending in videos back to the people that they're there, that can't be there. And I think that we love is that you see so many people, we talked about this earlier, they're meeting people while they're here.
Yes.
And, oh, where did you come from? Oh, I came from South Jersey. Oh, that's great. I came from North Philly. I came from Temple. And then you see people also with their families here and their kids here.
I love seeing all the kids kind of trying to get a view, sitting on their parents' shoulders or whoever's shoulders at this point.
Yeah, it's such a great day. And listen, it doesn't matter if it's cold. It doesn't feel as cold when you're out there with everybody. Everybody is having so much fun. It's such a positive energy. Everybody's taking care of each other. They're looking out for each other. They're making friends, brotherly love in full effect, and I love it. And we're all celebrating as the buses and the vans are right here. The confetti's flying all around us.
Confetti's flying to us.
It's so great. We're a part of it, and this is a great spot. We had the best spot.
And Amy, I'm imagining too, because I actually haven't seen any of the players up close, despite how much I've covered this team. And so I'm imagining for all the people in the crowd, this is the closest many of them are ever getting to any of those players. I mean, I felt like Brandon Graham was right there.
Right there. Josh Sweat was walking around. He was going up to the people that are right next to the barricades so they could really get up close and personal. But I think it's really important that the players recognize that. This is their chance to really give back and say thank you to all the fans for their support throughout the year.
And imagine what that must have been like if you were in the crowd waiting all morning and the players came right up to you.
You see the Lombardi Trophy coming within 5 feet of you. That's exactly what memories are made of for a lot. These are core memories that are making for everybody.
And I'm loving the Valentine's Day touches as well. You see the hearts.
Eagles.
Thank you, fans. Philly got heart. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's also nice to see so many members of the organization getting so much love as well.
And that's the thing, everybody's a part of this, from the front office down to the staff attendants, to the guys that are responsible for keeping the laundry and the uniforms clean. Everybody's a part of this.
There's the Lombardi.
Well, that's a different Lombardi. That's a very sparkly one.
That's a sparkly
and I appreciate that one very much. That was one that was good.
Where did they get that?
You can see Jeff Stoutland on some of these buses, the coaching staff. At the end of these, there's Cam Jurgens on this bus that's right over our shoulder. So that's some of the O-line. They get to enjoy this with their friends and family as well. I think people are looking at the buses, and you're going to see some people like, maybe I don't recognize them. Well, it's probably a friend or a family member of a player or maybe it's a staff member of the front office. But there's so much that goes into something like this when you win something the magnitude of the Super Bowl. And so I love that everybody gets to participate in.
And I love seeing how some of the big players are all spread out on different buses.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like the buses just went so quickly. Oh, look how excited they are right now.
It's so great. And they're getting excited. You can see it a little bit. Obviously, there's throngs of people, but they're seeing, you know, the guys are getting off the bus to get up there and up close and personal, just to give high fives and fist bumps.
It really does feel like they're looking right at you, right? Like I saw someone throw me a hand warmer. I wasn't sure who it was.
And the thing is,
I said, thank you.
The fans are also giving, you know, snacks and beverages and wanting to throw that their way, making sure that they know that they appreciate them. As you can see, some of the more buses that are come rolling through. It's quite the parade.
It feels never ending, and I'm sure for so many people, they just don't want this moment to ever end.
No, and that's the beauty of it, because you can watch it on repeat on NBC 10 and NBC
That's
Sports
true.
Philadelphia.
Please keep watching it on loop
all day long. I've had so many people ask where they can see it. I'm like, listen, you can stream this thing. Now they're throwing out beads.
Amazing!
Some of the guys are throwing out the beads to all the fans and another bus.
I love how much fun they're having on there as well. You see them leading the Fly, Eagles, Fly.
And singing the fight song, everybody's singing E-A-G-L-E-S. And here's I know they were talking about this earlier, it's another Lombardi Trophy replica.
There's so many replicas.
I don't think this one would fit in my trophy case at home. But it's quite the to-do right
So far we've seen the real one, we've seen the sparkly replica,
and now the giant
replica. How many replicas can you get?
Can you have too many?
No, I don't think so. Not on a day like this, Amy.
No, people are making their own with aluminum foil. I've seen them. I was riding the subway up to get here to the Kimmel Center, and there are people that had their own replica were made with tin foil. And I said,
wait, I honestly thought we were coming to an end because there weren't any more buses.
Oh no,
there's still
coming
so
to
many
an
buses.
end. I think they're just going to loop around and do it again.
I was going to be sad, thinking, oh no, they've already passed us and they're heading to the art museum. But no, they're still coming.
There's another Lombardi replica on this bus. Some more front office staff, some more support staff, and there's another Lombardi right there.
There's the giant Lombardi Trophy replica. That might be my favorite so far.
That might be the best one. That looks maybe like duct tape. That's quite the endeavor to make that one. You can see everybody really just wants to be a part of this. Everybody's waving. They're interacting with them. We saw the bus that was throwing out beads and making sure that all the fans felt appreciated. This is really just a love letter to the Eagles fans.
And I love this nod to the Eagles Autism Foundation, a reminder of how this is more than just a football team, all they do on and off the field.
Millions of dollars given to autism with the Eagles Autism Foundation, autism research and education on that. It's a tremendous organization. You can see a lot of the guys. This is some of the, they're going to have some of the alumni bus as well. It's going to be coming through those guys. So, and there's, oh, they almost made that one.
Could you imagine if you threw something at the team and they caught it?
Yes, well, I imagine that a lot of people are hoping that they can make them refreshed.
Yes.
Give them a little hydration.
I mean, maybe they need, oh, look right there.
There you go, he got one.
A little beer shower here on Broad Street.
And the thing is, right now, these guys are not feeling anything of the cold. They're not feeling any cold. They're enjoying every more. There's a couple more beer showers over there. They're enjoying every moment of this because this is what you play for. This is what you do when you want to set out for the season. You want to win it all, not just for yourself, but for your city. And there's nowhere more evident than in Philadelphia right now.
And I love seeing not just people coming together, but so many people experiencing this together for the first time. People who maybe have never been to a game, people who've never been able to experience something like this on Broad Street in Center City. You know, a lot of people we spoke with, maybe they didn't come out for the celebrations of the Super Bowl win, but they made plans centered around the parade. They get to experience the heart of Philly for the first time. I really feel like we are at the focal point. Philadelphia feels like a city perfect for a parade. I mean, who else has City Hall right there? Broad Street lining for miles. Crowds lined up for miles waiting to see the parade come by.
It's a stunning venue, and it always is. As you mentioned, obviously you go right down to City Hall and you turn up and you turn to the iconic art museum. Right there on the steps is where it's going to parade. The parade's going to end, and I think it's such a telling thing of like, it really is. This is a gift to the city of Philadelphia. They give so much to their team, and the team is giving back in such a major way. It's such a great day.
I'm so inspired by the passion and the love and the excitement.
Listen, Negadelphia no more. It's Philadelphia. It's nothing but love here, and everybody is just so excited to be a part of it. And we are too. I mean, this is such a great day.
We feel the brotherly love. We feel the sisterly affection. We feel the confetti. I felt the feeling. Go Birds! I felt some
See? It's everybody's in with
That's what it's like out here. I feel like I've made so many friends.
We're so many.
All my besties.
Go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds!
Let's go!
You just say Go Birds. You just walk around and saying Go Birds. I love it.
I feel as popular as the team right now. All we got to do is hold a microphone and have some lights shining.
All right, we are going to go right up to Go Birds. We're going to go right up to City Hall, which is just a couple of blocks
go to Lauren Meg
from Franny and I, and check in with Lauren Meg.
Amy and Francis, yeah, we have got a great view here. You can see the buses coming through, and I gotta tell you, it has been in the shadow of City Hall. The sun has not been shining, but as if on cue, as soon as those buses started coming into view, the sun was out. This entire place was just glowing and cheering, and it was just a moment as that sun was shining and these buses were coming. We saw Swoop coming down, we saw Jeffrey Lurie and the trophy coming down. This is the first time right now that we have actually seen them take a pause and stop a little bit. They really have been motoring through and coming pretty swiftly around the corner here. We see a Valentine up on that bus there. Philly got heart, it says. A message to the fans out here who have been waiting for hours to see their Eagles, to see them up close, to thank them for this season. And we do have confetti flying here. You know, I heard people talking about the confetti from the Super Bowl, and oh gosh, I want some of that confetti from the field. Well, you know what? This is just as good. So if you are out here, grab some, put it in your pocket, and remember this day, because people waited a long time to come stand out here. Yeah, look at how quickly that one's going around the corner. These buses are moving along quite swiftly because we know that there are a lot of people waiting for them at the Art Museum, waiting to hear from them. This is their chance to see them, and in just a little while they are going to get to hear from them. And I'm really interested to hear the emotion from these players, who certainly they've heard people cheer for them before at the link, but this is different. This is different. This is a thank you. This is coming out, standing out here for hours, and just cheering them on, not just for what they accomplished on the field, but for who they are and what they mean to this city. As the buses continue to come here up Broad Street, they are making the turn here as they head around Love Park and to the Art Museum. Take a listen. It's quite a roar. It's quite a roar each time they see these buses come through. And I know that at some points in the route, we've seen some of the players get out and go up to the barricades and kind of make that walk on foot. We haven't seen that here. This is the vehicle traffic as they're coming through. I'm taking a look over to my left, and I had noticed some of those gates look like they might not hold, but they look like they're holding at this point. They look like they're holding. All right, guys, we're going to toss it back over to you. Jackie, we're going to toss it back over to you. These guys are heading your way.
Yes, they are, and we are ready to receive them. After such a difficult couple of years, the loss 2 years ago, a difficult season last year, and then the beginning of this season as well, really up until the bye. And then things really started to click and turn around as we're taking a look at QB1, Jalen Hurts. Looks like he wants more. He's not just satisfied with this one. He's looking ahead and still extremely focused.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. This is it. You remember a couple years ago, Doug Peterson said in 2018 when we were here, this is the new normal. And unfortunately, it wasn't the new normal. It was close for a time. Cost Doug his job. He left. Nick Sirianni comes in. And I believe, and Barrett, you give me your thoughts, but I believe this is the new normal. They are. This is the city of champions.
And you know, the reason why you can say that is because the core group is just so young. There's so many guys still under contract, and they were just a lot better roster than really anybody in the NFL. From player to player, there's no more talented team in the NFL than these guys we have right here. I mean, you know, you look at your quarterback. He's signed for the next 3 years. Then, you know, the whole offensive line is signed with the exception of Mekhi Becton. But Tyler Steen can come in because I tell you what, Becton's going to go out and give him a little money. You know, he played well enough that somebody's going to pay him. Then look at the tight end. You still got Goddard under contract. And, I mean, that's just the offensive side of the ball. Both receivers are signed up for the next 3 years. On the defensive side of the ball, we have so many people on their rookie deals right now. So, yes, this is a new norm. I'd say there's 7, 8 guys that are on a contract that are still on their rookie contract. So usually when you pay the quarterback, it's hard to really go in and pay anybody else. But these guys did it. You know, Howie Roseman was able to do it and get these guys from the draft, and they're playing under their rookie contracts, which is almost like they're a quarterback. So, yes, they're so young, they will make this the new norm because there's so much talent right now.
As they make a left right around to the left of City Hall. And
going the wrong way.
Going
like they're in Europe.
I love that.
They're in Europe, huh?
We will be right back with more coverage of the World Champions Parade in Philadelphia.
Here we go, the World Champion Parade. They're getting closer and closer, Jackie. I can't wait for them to get up here. You know, I mean, it has to be at least. I mean, it was 200,000 earlier on. I meant to say we've doubled that, you know, in just an hour. You know, that we just started. This is amazing.
When we got up and out here this morning, it was already so thick with people, and it's just continued to grow. We've got a DJ dance party right here at the steps of the Art Museum, waiting for the Eagles to approach. As we're taking a close look at Jeffrey Lurie as they're making their way closer and closer to City Hall. Just a dynamic team this year, and this really could be a dynasty in the making. Of course, some changes. We know Kellen Moore headed off to New Orleans, but he said he was going to be back here. He's back here for this parade, and the players said they learned so much from him this season, and he did such a phenomenal job.
Absolutely, you know, and you got to give a big ups to Jalen Hurts, his ability to go out there and run these different offenses from these different coordinators. Once again, that's the problem with dealing with a successful team. When you're successful, you win the Super Bowl, everybody wants to come rob and pillage your good players, your coaches. You know, even executives as far as GMs and assistant GMs, and, you know, because they want a piece of what made you successful. And that's the nature of how these guys have, you know, been going through this for the past couple of years. Go to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they take both of their coordinators. What do? They fall towards the latter part of the year before last, lose the last 6 or 7 games. But now they're ready to rock and roll. They retool. win a Super Bowl, and they're going to have to go through it again. So I'm looking forward to it. But let's enjoy right now the World Champions Parade. This is what it's all about, interacting with the fans, being able to really, you know, enjoy the fans that, you know, helped them out all year.
I cannot imagine what it feels like to be these players on these buses and see. They know the love that they have from these Eagles fans. They know how passionate they are. But then to see all of these people out here today who, a lot of them have been out here for over 24 hours for this moment to see them.
Jackie, you know, I mean, I've experienced it in a pretty good fan base with the Steelers. But there's nothing like an Eagles fan. That's why I came back here. I'm an Eagle through and through. You know, I bleed green. They gave me my start here. I won a Super Bowl with the Steelers, but, man, this is where I got my start from. You know, Mr. Lurie, we just saw him. He drafted. I was his first offensive lineman he drafted. But you look at it. Look at these fans here. Look at him. Saquon Barkley knows he will never have to buy another drink or buy another, anything
at all
in Philadelphia. You know, that's how much they love being around, you know, the players and how they influence, you know, these players to go out there and fight for them every single week.
We often at the games hear people say, "Thank you, Giants, thank you, Giants." People love to do that chant because the way Saquon came in and just dominated. And then in the Super Bowl, when the Chiefs put a lot of pressure on Saquon because they knew that he would be moving and rushing, Jalen was still able to react.
Absolutely, absolutely, you know.
And pass. This is coverage of the World Champions Parade route. You're taking a look at the map right there of this parade route as they're getting ready to approach City Hall. They've been taking their sweet time, which we love, and interacting. Let's go to Tim Furlong right now, who's at Logan Circle. Tim.
Hey guys, I had to actually put my own camera down because just like the rest of the crowd here, you can see everybody's just got their phones out, everybody's got their cameras out, trying to capture this moment as it passes. The cheerleaders and the flag bearers just passed with a huge police escort. And now, I think that teased us all a little bit. Everybody thought the parade was coming because you got to remember, us out here, we're not able to really watch the parade. So we don't know what it looks like when it gets here. We haven't been able to see it on TV. We've tried looking at the app and things like that, but it's hard because so many people are using their phones at one time. But if you see, as you look toward the Basilica, which could be called the Basilica of Saints Saquon and Jalen right now, don't send me emails, I'm just kidding. It is, you see confetti cannons go off every now and then. So we think it's coming, the buses are coming up the parkway to make the loop at Logan Circle here, hopefully very soon. And we're going to have that moment where we, see there's a confetti cannon right now. So if you've been watching the parade and you know that how far ahead that yellow truck is in front of the bus. Okay, look, there we go. We have the first bus. Finally, we've been waiting for hours, not thinking like hours. It's been literally hours waiting for this moment. And there is our look at the Lombardi Trophy. That is awesome. That is just the coolest thing. And all these people came out for this. Some of them were here in 2018. Some of them told me today they were either too young, their parents wouldn't let them, they were away at college, they couldn't be here the first time, and so as such, they didn't get to see this moment that they're seeing right now, which is why so many people have their phones out, which is cool to remember, but it's also you want to tell people, put your phones down, just live in this moment. Don't broadcast it live to your friends, just enjoy this because we don't see this too often. We've been greedy in this quarter century to have 4 Super Bowl appearances, but at this point, you know, they don't come often, the wins don't come often. You know, the Patriots, the Chiefs, maybe we'll become that, and maybe we'll get a little bit spoiled, but in the meantime, just enjoy this, and the players, from the player perspective, I've never been a Super Bowl champion. I can't imagine what it must be like on the front of those buses as you round Logan Circle and you get ready to make that turn onto the parkway to keep going towards City Hall. I see a sea of green here, but I can't imagine what it looks like from up there looking out at this crowd. It is an amazing, amazing thing to see. So, you see, is that Jeff Lurie up there on that first bus? That's where we're looking right now. The confetti cannon's getting ready to go off here. And like Lauren said, if you can grab that confetti before it cleans up.
Any kind of like thoughts that you might have of what this is like? Yeah, every time I think they can't take it any further, they take it further on love. So it definitely exceeded expectations. I saw a little clip on it the other day, 2017, when they won the first Super Bowl. But man, we got the best fans in the world, man. Hey, why did it work this year for this football team? Love. I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? Like, we have all these names, the superstar names, and nobody care about who's the guy, who's the person getting it done. We all sacrifice our ego and put it to the side and focus on winning a championship. And we knew we were able to do that, and we were able to get it done. And you felt love from the second that you became a Philadelphia Eagle, haven't you? 100%. And, you know, you're at one place and you think that's where you want to be, and retire there, and then life happens, and I came here, and now I couldn't imagine playing anywhere else. So what's your estimate, Saquon? How many millions here today? Man, I don't even know. I can't even put a number on it. I don't even think it's fair to put a number on it. But the way that they showed out, the way that they showed love, you can't make it up. So what's it been like for you since Sunday? I'm happy about Friday. Let's say that. Sunday was amazing. My birthday was that same day. It was amazing. You get time to reflect on it. You get a little greedy. You start thinking about the future. But stuff like this takes you back and helps you live in the moment. Thank you very much, Saquon. Great season, and enjoy the rest of the ride today, man. Always. Go Birds. Go Birds.
And we just had Coach Sirianni run by. We had Howie Roseman up on the bus. Nick Sirianni just ran by and was shaking hands, giving some hugs, taking some selfies. It is just quite a scene here at Logan Circle. We are enjoying this moment. Every bus that goes by, you're trying to pick out who's on it. And then every now and then you just see these players running by right in front of you. All of a sudden, they come from around the corner and you don't even know who's there. And all of a sudden, there's Eagles players right up in your grill. And it's a pretty cool feeling. It's a pretty neat thing to see. I think most people were really most excited to see Coach Sirianni. I heard a lot of people say thank you for this moment, and he reciprocated, he gave a big "you're welcome" because he knows, he's been here, he knows what this means. There we go, it's the players running by. Listen, this parade is not near over. It is a beautiful sight, and it's only going to get prettier as we head up the Parkway to the Art Museum for the speeches. So make sure you stay with us as our coverage on NBC 10 continues. And we are live back in the thick of the World Champion Parade. If you can't be here, this is what it feels like to be at this parade right now. Take a look. The buses have been passing. Players have been running by. Coaches have been running by. Alums, Eagles, legends have been running by. And we are just here bouncing along with the fans. It has been a party for a few hours. There's been a lot of music. They showed the Super Bowl up on the big screens, so we had a chance to watch the game over again. But this is the moment everybody was waiting for, that moment where you could just come out here and see the buses go by. I think there's a lot more to the parade than a lot of people thought. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be like one bus and then that's it. It's not that at all. It's quite a procession that goes by, probably a dozen buses or so. And every bus, you got to look up there and see. You can see Mayor Parker just went by. Who's up on this one? A lot of family members and friends of the players, Eagles staffers, VIPs, special guests. And again, when you see the confetti go off, it's just magic to see it sparkling in the sun coming from above the Comcast Technology Center as it sort of pours down on us here on the Parkway. It is just a scene, man. It's just beautiful. It really is. It's just beautiful. I don't know if his confetti can is not working, but he resorted to throwing globs of confetti, and everybody's here for it. No problem there. Let's see where on these next buses here coming up. I think we hit a bus traffic jam as we're rounding the corner to go to the Parkway. This police officer here in front of us, by the way, is just one of the nicest guys. He's been going and getting confetti to give to people. There were beads earlier. He's been giving the beads out to everybody. There's Jordan Mailata up on the bus right there. That's a good group right there. That is a good group. That must be a fun bus to be on. Some of these buses you can just see, you see who's on the bus and you're like, yeah, that would be the bus I want to be on. I wish everybody could be here for this, friends, family, and every single Eagles fan. Obviously, not everybody can be here, people from around the country and around the world, but I think our camera that we're giving you right now, I think really does capture the feel of what it's like to be here. In the middle of it all, pushed up close to the barriers. A lot of body heat going on here, a lot of body heat. Nobody feeling the cold. We felt it earlier, but right now it's just this magic feeling of brotherly love and sisterly affection. And it's just, again, it's just one of those magic moments. The 2018 parade, the Phillies parade, again, they don't happen often. So enjoy these while they happen. And you can see
Tim, Michael
the
Barkan,
players
how you doing, buddy?
very thirsty. So I think we're going to toss it back to Barrett and Barkan, which sounds like my new favorite podcast, Barrett and Barkan.
We're working on it. We're working on it, but
Appreciate you, Tim.
only
Mike, how do I get one of these beers?
Thanks, Tim.
Sounds pretty good.
Pass it up this way, by the way. You saw in the white cap Dom DeSandro. I mean, we talk about what Philadelphia is like and how it separates itself from other cities. Dom DeSandro is the head of security for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a household name
Big
here.
Dom.
Big Dom. He gets things. He was up there the other night when Saquon and Jalen and the offensive line were at Jimmy Fallon. Right. There he is in the white cap, Dom DeSandro. And I don't know who that is in front of him, but he's someone important enough that Dom feels the need to make sure he goes with him. I don't know if that's Saquon. Barrett, I don't know if you can tell who that might be in front of Dom.
It might be Saquon,
Might be Saquon, can't confirm.
And you know, you can't stop him. He's going to be out and about. He is taking this in right now. This is something he hadn't had an opportunity to go out and do. He hadn't had an opportunity to go out and win a lot of games being in New York. Comes here, of course he's going to take advantage of being able to be out and experience being a world champion.
Connor Barwin just fell.
Yeah.
Connor Barwin fell in the back of the pickup truck.
Oh, no.
Connor Barwin, okay.
He just wiped out in the back of the pickup truck with A.J. Brown.
It's A.J. Brown right there.
Every time that little...
I hope he didn't push him off.
That little Toyota's not meant to have that much weight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. But, Tim, you were talking about the volume of sound, and I was saying to Jackie and Barrett earlier that for the team, it's like a constant wall of noise, of sound, of cheering.
Non-stop, yes.
Non-stop as they go up Broad Street and then the Parkway. For us, we only get to hear it that one time. Yeah. But they hear it the whole way.
They don't mind it at all, though. You know, you're talking about these guys.
No, they're going to sleep. They're going to sleep well tonight, man.
Celebrate.
What a rush for them.
They are going to sleep well tonight.
What a rush for them to experience this after such a whirlwind week. All right, the media blitz.
Remember, they're only 5 days removed from the biggest game of their life.
Not just that, you say whirlwind week, and we were talking yesterday on Bird's Huddle on, of course, NBC Sports Philadelphia, our sister station. Nice to be with you on NBC 10 and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Telemundo.
Telemundo 62. And we were talking about the fact that it really has been, what, a 5-week celebration?
Yes.
We knew this was coming. We knew how good they were. We knew it was going to be special. And they took care of business with Green Bay and the Rams and Washington. There goes another firework, which is great. And so
Jake Elliott
knew
just
where it
kicked
was
a
headed,
beer can.
and they played all those games at home. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Jake Elliott just place kicked a beer can. Somebody snapped it to him and he kicked it, and it was perfect. It went about 30 yards in the air, dead on. Here's Gilly right
Still
there.
doing those good kicks. Gilly, man. He's become the honorary hype man. The hype man of the Eagles. Leading the Eagles onto the field of those home games.
He's got they got the trophy accompanying him too. And it's just what a day.
$1 million worth of game. Gilly, he became iconic, you know, with 2 short songs. And
blow the whistle.
Making it happen, you know what I mean? It was destined, you know, to play 4 games at home. You know, we really aren't, you know, paying that much homage as we should. They played 4 home games to make it to the Super Bowl. I mean, the the Commanders beat the Lions, was put in a position to play the NFC Championship at home. I mean, it just, cards just fell just right.
Cards fell right, and then, you know, they played those games. They played Dallas at home, right, to end the regular season. The Giants at home, and then the 3 playoff games, including the championship game. So they were home the entire final month plus of the season. December 22nd, I believe, was the last time they played until the Super Bowl that they played away from Philadelphia.
Is that Saquon running with the Lombardi Trophy?
I can't make it out because of the glare.
Might be.
Might be. It looks like Saquon. And I tell you what.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did to
touchdown
that
celebration, right?
They did that to the Chiefs team.
By the way, Barrett.
Yes.
Amy and Francis were talking about wanting a Tiffany's trophy. How much does an extra one cost?
Well, this is back in 2006, 2007. A 10-inch Tiffany's Super Bowl trophy replica was $12,000, and it was only 10 inches tall. Yes, $12,000.
That's
unbelievable.
Worth it.
I mean,
not to you.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to spend it, and I had the money to do it back then.
You're like, nah,
so that's when I did play. But, you know, that means, come on now, 10 inches, $12,000. I just took a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
That's a smart financial
I hear
move.
you. What I like, and this is completely different than the 2018 parade, but you have a lot of Eagles players and officials that are off the floats and are now walking their way up the parkway with the Lombardi Trophy. And you talk about being of the people, that's how you do it.
This team is definitely that. They are of the people. This team had a lot of connection. They understood that it was us against the world. They had that type of mentality, and it worked for them. You know, we talk a lot about locker room cultures, even workplace culture. These guys have a locker room culture that's amazing. You know, they spend a lot of time with each other. It was nothing for them to be around each other for days at a time because that's what they do. Usually, I played on teams where right after practice, right after meetings, guys went straight home. These guys stayed at the NovaCare facility because they didn't mind being around each other. So you don't get that much in NFL. There's a lot of cliquish type of teams. This team is a brotherly love team, you know, iconic for this city. They love each other.
Yeah. We take a break, but we got to go to break to the tunes of Mo Bamba. Okay. let's take a quick time out. Who went to Westtown School, by the way.
There you go.
Out in Chester County. You know that. We'll take a time out. We're back with the World Champion Parade on NBC 10, NBC Sports Philadelphia, and Telemundo 62.
Love. Welcome back to our coverage of the World Champions Parade. Our team is getting closer and closer to the Art Museum.
You can see them come up. We have a beat on them on the first bus, and we see the guys that are walking out in front as well. And I don't know if everybody knows it here yet, but our vantage point, we have our backs to the Art Museum, and we're looking forward down the Parkway, and it's a spectacular sight to see that, especially since we've been watching it on television like everybody else.
Yes, and so now finally we're going to be able to lay our eyes on them.
Right. They're right here. I mean, that crowd has – let's start to see them now. They're looking over there now. But, yeah, our squad is here. Our squad is, maybe what, a block away from the museum itself. So, yeah, I mean, let's get it going. Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
It is a whole party out here, a whole party that stretches all the way down Broad Street. A much-deserved thank you to these guys who have worked so hard all season.
And there is the iconic on the right, Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Art Museum, replete with the Rocky statue at the top of the steps. They put that there. Normally it's down on the lower right where visitors can see Rock, but it's up to the top just like Rocky III, and that is the icon of Philadelphia, really, the Art Museum, and it was first started in 1876 to mark the centennial of the United States, and now we're going on 250. John Clark is with Big Dom, one of the stars of the day, Johnny Clark, and Jalen.
Hey, John.
All right, we are live right here on the Parkway. There is Jalen Hurts with the Lombardi Trophy, cigar in hand, and there are fans everywhere right around him. Hey, Josh Sweat. Hey, Josh Sweat. Josh, how are you?
No, not you again. Are you? No,
Am I wired?
We good.
I'm wired.
No, we good.
All right, Ernie, show Josh Sweat's outfit from head to toe here. So, when did you get Chris Long's fur?
2 days ago. I caught him. He brought it from New Orleans, and I stopped by NFL Films, and I just drove over there like 30 minutes, picked it up. I wanted it 2 years ago, but we lost, so I was like, this is my opportunity to go ahead and get it.
This is an amazing fit because Chris Long wore this 7 years ago. We'll walk as the buses are coming right behind us, so we don't want to get run over.
We good. We got the jacket. They gonna wait for us.
That's right. That's correct.
They gonna wait for us.
So give me an idea of what you expected this parade to be like, and then what it was actually like.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's way more than people from the stadium all the way down here, and I don't even think we done yet. Actually, we about done now, but
right here. Here, we'll move a tiny bit right here. So, for you, do you finally realize what you and the Eagles mean to this city and what you brought them?
Now I do, because you really can't see them, but except for the people that come to the game. But man, I'm telling you, this is beyond anything I ever expected them. I can't explain. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
And here, step aside, because I don't want you to get run over here. Take a look. Describe what it was like going up and down Broad Street in the Parkway here.
Man, just being here with these dudes, man, you realize how hard it actually is to get it done, man. And then you see the support from everybody. Nobody likes us. Nobody likes Philly. I'm telling you, but we do, and they, you know what I'm saying, and they do. So, nah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing, man. Like I said, I really can't explain. Like, maybe when it's over, I'll still trying to do it.
And if you could tell Philadelphia the amount of confidence you went into the Super Bowl with to have the game of your life.
Nah, I mean, it was pressure on me all week because everybody was like, hey, man, this is my first game where they were just like, go take care of Mahomes. And that's what I did. I was like, I ain't got no assignments. Okay, I'm going to get them. And that's all it was. It was make it happen. And I came through for sure. I ain't have a doubt. You know, they believed in me. They said, go get it done.
And if we look up right now, Josh, there's your owner, Jeffrey Lurie, waving to the fans. And the Lombardi Trophy is right behind him.
Mr. Lurie,
there you go.
What up?
Hey, you should keep
I ain't, you know, whatever happens, happens. You know, I want to be here. I'm pretty sure they want me here. And, you know, we'll try to work something out. We'll see.
Final question for you. Cooper DeJean, a couple guys, says this is the best day of their lives. Where would this rank? I'm telling you, this is it's probably up there for sure. It's probably 1 or 2. Like I said, but once we get up, this might be up at one spot. But right now, it's probably 1 or 2. All right, who do you think will steal the show with the speech? If I talk, it's gonna be me. Are you gonna talk? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I told him hold off until I get up there, but I'm gonna see. Congrats. There's Howie Roseman with his cigar. Howie, what happened? Beer can. Howie Roseman got hit in the head with a beer can. He's bleeding. I think I laughed at him a little bit when it happened, and I know he's mad at me. Wait, that was you? I didn't see it, but when I saw it, I knew what happened, and I couldn't